views.
So we can run right into our alternative views?
Yeah, I'll speak of that real quickly. It's a very short one, but the fact of we've been like listening about MVPs of the season.
Mm-hmm.
We've been hearing some talks of LeBron James, Kevin Durant, James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
These has been like Anthony Davis. This has been our top four mainly, but the one name that's probably been like on fifth, sixth, or maybe some on some lists is Russell Westbrook. And I just think that a player of his caliber, like, we've never seen a triple-double in my eyes. We only heard of it with Walt, but we've never seen it. He's done it in back-to-back seasons, and as I mentioned earlier, with two different rosters.
Crazy.
A whole slate of rosters where the team has brought in two different superstar talented-minded players. Whereas Paul George was the star of his team in Indiana. Carmelo was the star of his team in New York.
Sure.
And
franchise players.
These players came into his play, like, as you see, like, all right, we brought up LeBron James going, and was Chris Bosh going to Miami with Dwayne Wade. Wade's numbers took a little drop when LeBron and Bosh came. It came as a good team, but his numbers dropped as far as points per game and etc. as far as rebounding. Whereas Westbrook bringing two stars and his numbers only stayed the same, or if got better. And the fact that his name not being mentioned, I think sometimes we get so used to, like, well, I think I had this conversation last year where they say LeBron can't win MVP because he does this on a regular. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make any sense. Like, how is this year compared to last year?
This year is this year.
Like, if I did it last year and I could do it this year, I think that's even more impressive rather than less impressive. So that's why if we get to this whole, we had a little argument about the Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons. It's where you're not looking at how a player contributes to that team. Like, this team is almost falls apart without Westbrook.
Almost.
No, because I think Paul George could hold the team down if he has to in certain occasions. But I even seen where they rest Westbrook and Paul George was lead the team, and they lost, I think, to Phoenix. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong with which bad team they lost to. Either Phoenix or Atlanta. I think it was Atlanta that they lost to without only Westbrook playing. So I say that to say this, like, we got to put this mention that this man did average another triple-double into a season with better players. And he's not even topped in the mention as a potential MVP. I know we get it. And then we're doing this thing with James Harden. Oh, he should have won it 3 years ago, so he should get it now. What?
I do that too.
No. I'm saying I get it. But you got to really think about that. Like, yeah, I think James Harden should have won it probably last year. Or he probably could have won it this year. He's probably going to win it this year, but you can't not mention Russell Westbrook as an MVP candidate for this year again. And that's my alternative view.
That's a great alternative view. And it's funny, I've thought about that. I've never actually like heard it verbalized, but it's something I thought about because I was thinking in terms of like the fact that he had a back-to-back triple doubles, and the fact that this is a whole new roster. Like, I don't think we're really giving him at all. And I just thought that I don't think he was getting enough positive shot. I heard a lot of people saying like he held back this person. Like, there was a bunch of negativity about
he takes too much shots.
Like stat padding.
He passes too much.
Yeah, like he stat pads, and like he's the reason that Carmelo struggled and Paul George might leave to go to LA. And that's what I heard after the season was over. Like, he failed the big three, and like he's the reason they didn't get over the hump. I heard Colin Cowherd, he was saying that Westbrook is the reason that the team doesn't get better by him getting all those stats. He holds back his teammates, which doesn't make sense. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, do you not understand the concept of when Westbrook grabs a rebound, he now
automatic fast break
allows Adams to get a fast break on that center.
But I don't hear people saying that like LeBron James takes too many rebounds. Like, the LeBron James version does the same thing. The average is not real, but he gets it off and he goes up, and he virtually is their point guard. He's been there for a lot of his career. He's almost their point guard by de facto.
And then I heard on this season,
Magic Johnson was something like that too.
And then I heard in this season, he doesn't take enough shots. He's passing too much. In that final game, where the last couple of games against Utah, all he did was score.
He was trying to get it. Like
anytime they was down 15 because the rest of the players can do it, he put them back every single time.
And I tell you all the time, Russell Westbrook right now is the closest thing to Jordan since Kobe.
Yo.
Like, matter of fact, I wouldn't even say Kobe because Kobe can't do this that Westbrook is doing, and Jordan was the last one that had this kind of like mode where I'm 100% at you from the start of the game to the end of the game. You haven't had a person like that since Jordan that was wanted to kill you from the time the game started to the time the game ended, and it wasn't no friends.
I agree with you 100% with that because I feel like Jordan and Westbrook have like the same mentality, like when you said that 100% thing, and they have that chip on their shoulder.
Like they want to kill you.
Like they're really tight about being passed up.
Like they feel disrespected.
And every game they bring it up.
Like Westbrook even winning the MVP would still feel like, nah, they still don't think that I'm the dude.
You know what? I can prove that when during this All-Star season, they said what you would call it? They was trying to joke and say that Westbrook's gonna get picked last, and he was getting really tight about the situation. And then when they found out, he was like, "I wasn't picked first." That's that same chip in the shoulder where he's just like you're just like everyone sees you as probably the greatest, one of the best players to do it.
And the reason I give some more with the whole Jordan perspective, when they asked Jordan how did he feel about the whole Kevin Durant move, the LeBron move, he's like I'm a competitor. Like I don't want to play with them. Like I would never want to play with Reggie Miller. I don't want to play against Clyde Drexler. Like these are the people that they were measuring up to me. I want to make sure that the world knows that they're not as good as me. So, and Westbrook was the same thing. When they asked him about the Kevin Durant thing, he's like, I don't want to play with the Warriors. I want to beat them. Like, and I don't want to play with Steph. I want to beat Steph. Like that's who I'm looking at as this is who I need to prove I'm good against.
And I think going into the season, like I know people will be like, oh, Westbrook probably tight because he didn't get to face the Warriors, and I think that's incomplete. I think that's false. Mm-hmm. I think Westbrook is tight because of Donovan Mitchell. I think next year he wants that Utah team again because that's the one that took him out. He's not worried about the team that took him out 2 years ago. He's talking about the team that took him out this year to move on. Like I don't think Westbrook looks beyond his initial challenger. Like I don't think he looks beyond that person.
I think that's the same with Jordan. Like you have to stay focused within your challenge now. Otherwise you're gonna lose your focus.
And I really think, and I was gonna bring up, I think OKC lost that. I think a lot of those players felt that we're going past this team, and I think they allowed this Utah team to almost sweep them under the rug in a sense, where it was like, oh, these kids really can shoot. Like they've been doing it all year. Like I think the team just failed to believe that they can lose to this team, and they did. And I think that's what happened. I see no problem in Westbrook's game in that series
at all.
So the fact that and then I'm not even bringing it up into that series. I'm bringing it to the season. He should be MVP or a potential MVP up there. I think he should be out there as a number 1 and 2, 3 person of could he be MVP of this year?
I thought he should definitely have been considered more. And then when you think about it, like
whole different squad.
Like just what he's doing, we've never seen before. And that should be enough for us to be like, yo, if Jordan couldn't average a triple-double, and this is considered a GOAT. If LeBron, who we thought would have been the first player to really average triple-doubles, is not doing it, then how on earth can we now just turn around and just pretend like, but I guess it comes back to like, he's not doing it the way the media would prefer him, and he's not a media darling.
Yeah.
Like if he was Chris Paul, or he was somebody that was on commercials that was more...
I think he gets more showcased in that sense.
Like Steph Curry even. Like Steph Curry is a very easy person to market. Mm-hmm. And he makes it easy for you to love him and love the little... But whereas Westbrook, he's demonstrative.
Honestly, the only time Westbrook really was when what's that kid that was there with him? When they used to do the beginning celebration dances. Cameron Payne.
Yes.
So when they did that, that's when Westbrook was mainly just like out there. But once that was gone, it's just like...
Oh, when he had James with him. Him and Harden was like real players with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Besides that, but then now it's just like you just forget like Westbrook's still balling.
And I think a lot of people don't realize is the Kevin Durant thing. Like he says all the time, like that was my brother, and the fact that he never, like we had dinner and he didn't even call me to tell me that he was going. I think after that, yes, when you saw him in this, like I'm not even smiling with the media no more. Because before that, he didn't have all these like back and forth with the media where there's all this demonstration.
Like sometimes he'll be like a little
he'll be a little pissed off, but he never was this way. He was always still positive and fun loving with the heart in time.
But then now when you lose,
then when Durant left him, and then the media brought it like he's the reason. I think that's why he was so defensive since that moment. Mm-hmm. It was like, yo, Durant left because he was costing him. Like, because of you, Durant didn't have fun playing basketball.
I blame the media's reason why he's averaging triple doubles.
Yeah. Shout out to the media. Even with Jordan, because Jordan would say, like, the media's like, I can't do this. I can't do that. And then I would have to force whoever was guarding me to eat that through the media. Like, the whole thing he said with Jeff Van Gundy, he said, nah, Jordan, all he does is he peppers up people. He makes them think like he's a friend, and then he could just come out there and abuse them. She's a shyster. And he was like, yo, why would you even say that about me? Like Pat's my mans. But just because you said that, I'm going to violate the Knicks the next time I see them because you're coaching them. I want you to understand I violate people because I want to win this game. I want people to know that I'm the nicest ever. It has nothing to do with Charles. That's my mans. Mm-hmm. After the game, we're going to still have lunch together. Mm-hmm. But I'm playing. I don't care who's on the other side. I want to realize I'm the greatest to ever do this. Mm-hmm. And I think Westbrook has that in him. It's like, I don't care if it's the Warriors. I don't care if it's Cleveland. I don't care if it's LeBron James. I don't care if it's Kevin Durant. I don't care if it's Popovich. I want y'all to understand that when I lace up, this might be my last time lacing up. You're going to get the best that I could bring every inch of me.
Honestly, if God could lace up some sneakers, Westbrook would dunk on him. I can say that with confidence.
I would agree, though. I think, because Westbrook is that, and I think to that point, and I used to tell people, I think Dwayne Wade was the closest version I had seen to Jordan, more so than Kobe. Because I think Kobe was what you call a show-off still. Like, Jordan was serious about beating you. Kobe wanted to shine on you a lot. Whereas Wade he's not trying to shine on you. And Wade is also a supreme defender. Mm-hmm. Might be the best shot blocking shooting guard of his era. Or even ever, but I can't say because I don't know the 60s that well. Mm-hmm. I don't know the 50s that well. Like, you don't really know who's the best shot blocking two guard of the 50s. That's
especially those numbers weren't really counted.
Yeah, blocks I don't think was recorded to like 60 something. So it's like it's missing somewhere. So, but Wade of his era for sure is the best shot blocking two guard. Mm-hmm. And to that point, Kobe was a good defender. For a couple years, he was an elite defender. For a couple years. Dwayne Wade, his entire career, was an elite shooting guard defender. Elite. And that's why I think he's closer to Jordan. Where it's like he just wanted to take you out your fucking game. Whichever way possible, Wade will take you out of your game. Mm-hmm. And you can't stop him. To Kobe, where I've seen defense force Kobe to take bad shots, I've never seen a defense make Dwayne Wade take bad shots.
Because he practiced bad shots.
No, what I mean is like, he just never took a bad, like with Kobe, he'll take a fadeaway that nobody thought had a chance to go in. Mm-hmm. Even himself, he'll be like, yo, I just had an open, I took it. Whereas with Dwayne Wade, it's always what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. And that to me is closer again to Jordan. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody's ever forced Jordan to do anything outside of what he wanted to do. Kobe's adjusted to the other side.
You gotta watch out with those words because people hear that closest to Jordan and don't hear that.
I don't care. I don't care. Like, yo, I don't care about that ignorance no more. Like you could bring the Stephen A. and Skip Bayless on to me, like, because to me it's like, yo, if you don't have a conversation with me, I don't care what your opinion is. Yeah. So when you come out here and I hear the Tracy McGrady or the Scottie Pippen saying, yo, Stephen A. is wrong, when your opinions come off of like Kanye's wrong for saying that slave lived in this, like, if you only want to argue against a sentence, we have no argument.
That's it.
So when T.I. went to meet Kanye and actually they spoke about it, T.I. can now say, I have my opinion on Kanye. Yeah. The rest of y'all can't.
They can't. You never had a conversation. So at the end of the day.
So if somebody's like, yo, you're wrong. That Wade is the closest thing to Jordan. Sure. What's your opinion? Let's talk. But if you just want to say, I'm wrong, I'm never going to, I don't care what you got to say. And like I'm saying to that point, Westbrook is the closest person to Jordan since Jordan. Period. I don't want to hear what about Kobe? Because Kobe's not as close as Westbrook is. That's the point I'm making.
Kobe had the best imitation.
And Kobe imitated him. He grew up mentoring.
Kobe had the best imitation of
facts. The fadeaway jumpers, like, he played the game most like Jordan because he imitated. But as far as mentality and skills and like impact on the game, because like when Westbrook is done, he's gonna have his name up a lot more than Kobe. No disrespect. I love Kobe. LeBron's already surpassed him. Westbrook will surpass him if he gets a ring. Mm-hmm. If Westbrook never wins a championship, he still will be on par with Kobe. Just over them triple doubles, he's in a history space that Kobe can't reach. Jordan can't reach.
Regardless.
That was an amazing alternative view, though.
Yeah, thank you.